This conference will now be recorded.
This conference will now be recorded. Yeah. See, we covered many other aspects also, which you guys have a lot of questions on, which is what Vikas and Akshita typing, right? So in the last class, we primarily discussed about not only the nature of the technical interviewer and the HR interviewer, right? We also spent good amount of time on the importance of communication skills, right? So we clearly mentioned communication is nothing but a way in which you inform certain things to somebody so that they understand, right? And as Kiran rightly says, the confidence is nothing but communication skills, right? And with a very simple clarity, if you are able to explain, right, that itself is more than enough for you to get selected, because we are applying for technical jobs. We are not applying for a probably a journalist job, or which requires a lot of talking, or even for that matter cinema actor or something like that, which requires a lot of that voice and etc. Right? So we discussed in depth about that, and we also spent quite a lot of time on Saturday understanding the various job landscape. Right? We started with high level hardware jobs and software jobs. Right? And in software jobs, what exactly we mean by the core job and the application or IT job, right? And inside the core job, that is the embedded system software or a firmware development, we also saw a lot of roles that are available, be it development engineer, design engineer, test engineer, integration engineer, field application engineer, pre-sales, etc. Right? And I also mentioned that when you are starting, you should not be too much worried about the role, as long as you are able to get into the embedded software and firmware. And similarly, for IoT or a full stack developer, that should be good, right? All you are targeting is a role, right? Sorry, a job, right? The role can be any. And once you are into the company and if you are able to do well, so definitely your role can be changed, right? And there were some very interesting questions posted by our IoT students, right? We discussed in depth about what is an IoT job, what is an embedded job, and even we discussed about how our embedded course is different from IoT course, and at the same time how they are similar, etc. Right? And if you ask me, last class, a good amount of time went in answering your questions, right? And as I mentioned in my email, I was absolutely fine with that, because this session is not to rush and finish the curriculum and say your course is over. In fact, we never do that even for technical topics, right? In Immerse, you all know that. We even take more time, or even we delay that course to ensure that you guys learn, right? The same way, this interview facing Disha is even more critical, because this is more of a orientation which can give you really a good start with respect to your career. So I don't want to rush it. So that's why last class we spent more time in answering all your queries, right? I still continue to get a lot of messages in my WhatsApp. I responded to all of them. I think maybe one or two maybe pending, which I ensure that I respond. In the meantime, you guys can always feel free to reach me. Anyways, I'll in the closure note also I'll tell you, right? So that let us stay connected and we can help out each other, right? So that's where we closed, right? And one more point here which I forgot to clarify before we jump into the interview part of it. It is about the question of bond, right? Okay. So many students I see, whenever they say the word bond, right? Okay, somehow bond, people get into some kind of a negative impression, right? When a company says you need to serve 3-year bond, right? Okay. So from your perspective, can you tell me what exactly you understand by bond? Can I get some responses in the chat? Okay. What exactly is a bond? Can I get some responses? Okay. Both side agreement, assurance, work agreement. Okay. Information that we will be in the company for the given period of time, service agreement. Okay. So I would say the definition that Duane De Silva gives is the Act 1. He says agreement that you will work with the company for 3 years or whatever the duration, right? Promise. Anjana says it's a promise. Mayur says the person have to work for 3 years. If you want to leave, you want to follow basically follow certain rule or notice period, etc. Right? Okay. So that's nothing but a lockdown for a given period, right? So often I have seen many of you, whenever there's a company which asks for a particular number of bond, right? Generally, people, I tend to see that, it is actually a negative thing people take, right? My request to you, all of you, is that please take that particular question out of your mind, okay? The thing is, as I already mentioned in the beginning of my presentation, the first class which we started for Disha, in that I mentioned that any company who hire you have to invest significantly, right? We say for the companies how we are able to reduce the training cost and time, right? And even in worst case, the company need to invest at least 1.5 to 2 lakh rupees easily, right? Any new hire, any company that they are hiring, they need to invest at least this much amount of money minimum, right? So as a company, they also want to understand that they basically ensure that they are able to get their return on investment, right? On investment, because no company is here to do charity; they are all doing business, right? They want to get ROI for the given money, right? So which means to say what, they spend you so much of money and time and trained you, not only the money part of it, right? 1.5 to 2 lakh per person, and let us say 4 months of period, right? Timeline. Okay. So both time and money the company is investing on it, for which they want to ensure that they get a return on investment, right? So that's the reason some of the companies ask for bond and say that at least you stay for that 18 months or 24 months or 36 months, right? So my request is, please do not take it negatively, right? One very important thing, because I tell all the students, right, from the beginning, ever since I started taking Disha, as far as my memory goes, okay, at least the first company where you are going to work, okay, you need to at least work for 3 years, yeah, okay, because if you are leaving the company within 3 years, right, you may not learn anything, right? It's not about and basically, I just work for 1 year and go to another company, work for another 1 year and go for another company. That's not going to help you people at all, right? If you spend 3 years, you will not only learn the technology, you learn about a lot of non-technical things. For example, right, along with the technical aspect, right? Definitely it is there. Along with the technical aspect, you want to understand various processes of software development, how to deal with people, right? How to deal with a client, right? Etc. Right? So you do not get a complete understanding if you are quitting the company within 3 years period of time, right? But once you gain a good amount of knowledge, I'm not telling, for example, you get into the same company and work there for 35 years, right? Like however probably our father or mother would have worked in a state or a central government, they would have got a job at the age of 20 and they retire at the age of 58 or 60. In fact, I see a lot of students recently also in WhatsApp, they post their father or mother getting retired and they go and attend the retirement function and stuff like that, where they worked in the same organization for 35, 40 years. I'm not expecting you to do that, but at least I'm saying, right, you need to work there for 3 years, right? One part of it. Second thing is, okay, often when people are asking one more question, there's a question by Anil, sir, will the salary remain constant in the bond period? The answer is no, right? No company can, suppose a company comes and pays you, for example, the company comes and pays you, let us say, 25,000 rupees per month, let us say, okay, 25,000 rupees per month. So this would be the starting salary, right? You see in our salary, in our placement application, that is the salary which you start with, right? But any company, whether it's a small company, mid-sized company, or a big company, will have something called as performance evaluation, right? Okay. So this particular performance evaluation, they'll be typically doing, typically they'll be doing once in 6 months or once in year, right? An yearly kind of appraisal they call performance evaluation. Somebody will even use the word called appraisal, right? Okay. And based on your performance, the salary will get incremented. I have not seen, any company who don't increase their salary for 3 years, right? They also need to basically, please don't see bond as something they are taking it to lock you, or, something like take a chain, okay? Take a chain and lock you, okay? lock you like an, like how you are in a zoo, like a zoo. Like now, anyways, we have become like zoo animals, but still, I'm telling you, okay. So the idea is not about lock you like a zoo animal. Definitely, that's not the idea, right? But they ensure that they get a return on investment, right? So you don't worry about whether the salary will remain same for 3 years. It really depends on your performance. I've seen a lot of students go there, they prove themselves in the initial 6 months or year, and their salary keeps increasing, right? Okay, there's another question from Gautam. If the company provides no bond, then what is the purpose behind it? It purely depends on their policy, Gautam, right? We cannot say why some company is asking for a bond and some company is not asking for a bond, right? Some company, the management philosophy is that if I take care of people very well, they'll stay with me. Why will they leave, right? Somebody may think like that. Somebody will say, no, there are a lot of opportunities for people in the market. If I don't put the bond, they may go and join some other company. That is another thinking, right? Anything that we do these days, right? People have two different opinions or multiple opinions. For example, yesterday there was a 9 o'clock, there was a light, lightning ceremony or something like that. There are so many opinions, right? Similarly, when people are running a company, they can have many opinions, right? Depending on the management team's thinking process, they may decide whether they go for a bond or don't want to go for a bond. But my point that I'm trying to drive here to you people is that you don't need to worry whether a company is asking for a bond or not asking for a bond. Anyway, you are going to be there for 3 years, right? And how does it matter whether whether you are actually signing a bond or not signing a bond? It does not matter, right? I would suggest don't see a bond asked by companies, right, as a negative aspect of it. Rather, I would like to check you. For example, whenever we are floating a placement application, right? Okay, we give a very detailed idea about company profile, right? Company profile. Okay, or in some case, last class, many of you are asked, right? Some of the companies we are able to give the job description also. Okay, and even we give the company URL. Company URL we give, right? In every application that we float, we give all this information. I don't know where any student will even go through this or not. All you will do is probably open the application, just drag down and see whether you are eligible as per academic criteria, whether you completed the so-called modules as per your course, right? And what is the CTC, whether there is a bond or not, right? I don't think any of you are paying attention to this. My request is at least go back, and there are so many applications already there in our group also, right? At least spend, I would say, by looking into this each and every company for at least 2 to 3 minutes. 3 minutes you look into the company's website, right? What they are doing, what are the products and services they are providing to the customer, who are their customer, who is their management team, where and all they have offices, did the company did any award or not, right? Are they part of any standard body like NASCOM or anything like that? So it's very important that you build the understanding about the company, not we purely look at from a very narrow perspective of the salary or any other aspect of it, right? The bond or something like that. So please, I would request at least 3 minutes spend time in understanding this particular company profile. Okay. So Rekha asked a question called how to answer for salary expectation. Just hold on, Rekha. I'll come to that in the HR section, right? I thought this one question which I put it in the blue color, which I thought I forgot to or missed clarifying in the last class. That's why I want to clarify about the bond, right? My request all of you guys is to please spend at least 3 minutes in reading the company description. Click the company website and go and see what is there in that particular company, right? Especially if you look at the relatively not known companies, right? Relatively small companies and startup companies, they do so much exciting work in terms of latest technology, right? You can go and check those aspects. Whether you apply, don't apply, whether you get shortlisted, don't get shortlisted, that's a separate thing. But at least every application that we float, right? I would suggest at least spend 3 minutes. It's worth spending, right? And going and looking into the website. Okay. All right. With this understanding, let's get back to our interviewing, slide basically. So what exactly we are talking about the interviewing workshop, right? We discussed about the people, left brain, etc., right? So what exactly we mean by interviewing, right? So interviewing basically means it's a selection process in a short interval, probably within a day or a few hours, right? To select or not select people from the given set of sample, right? If you look at any point in time, there is always a sample, right? Whether from Emergy 30 people go, from Webstack Academy 15 people or 10 people go, right? There is also a chance that along with calling Emergy students, they may even call some students from outside. Like for example, they might invite certain employer referral programs, or there are some standard grading providers like AMCAT, etc. Right? So they can pick the sample from anywhere. So from that particular sample, they try to select the best guy in the given timeline, right? So it depends on various factors. For example, companies need, right? How urgently they need a people on board, right? For example, if the company is very desperate, right, that somehow they need to hire a particular set of people within the given timeline, right? That will actually work as an advantage for the students, because they might make a little bit of compromise here and there, right? On the contrary, the company has all the time, right? They say, no, I'm not at all in an urgency, but I want to really ensure that the guy has the skill, right? In that case, it might work out a little bit. They may be very strict with respect to evaluation, right? Again, we talked about technical skill, behavioral skill, right? Competition in the given time frame, right? This is another thing which each of you need to keep in mind, that as I already told you in the first bullet point itself, that they're trying to select in the given sample. Suppose, for example, 30 people go from Emergy itself, right? They will try to compare you with the remaining 29 people in the list, right? Based on written test, based on interview and things like that, right? So there is also a chance that if there is another 30 people come from some different source, let us say they called a employer referral and another 30 people come, then you are competing against remaining 59 people. So it's always a relative competition, like any other competitive exam you might have written, any CET or any GATE or anything like that, right? It's a competition at the given time frame. There is a chance that if you are a very strong candidate and all the other candidates are weak, definitely you are, you are in a very positive side of getting selected. On the contrary, there may be another scenario where you are relatively weak, or the people who are attending the interview are emerging to be more stronger than you. So definitely your chances may go down. So that is purely depends on that particular scenario, right? And the fifth point is a interviewer or interview panel, right? There is another factor here, right? For example, two students from Emergy go to a particular company and they clear the written test, they go on at an interview, right? One student go to a panel member A and another student go to panel member B, right? The panel member A may be asking you very tough questions. His selection criteria may be very, very different, right? Or he may be from a different team, whereas the person B may be asking a very simple question and then we may get selected, right? So there is always a child. I'm not telling that 100% it is your hand. There is some factors like this are not in your hands. So matching the right set of questions with answers. So how well you are able to answer your question. So it depends on various factors. So what I wanted to drive a message here is some of the elements may not be in your control. For example, let us take the fifth bullet point of interviewer or interview panel, right? Let us say two interview, one person goes to an interview panel, right? That particular person, right? Let us say some good news happened in his life, right? For example, the day before he got a promotion, before he went for an interview, right? Okay, so he may be in a very good mood. So definitely, there is a chance that your interviews may be little ease, right? Okay, maybe you go to another person, right? That person's interview panels, basically. His girlfriend ditched him, right? Okay, he may be in a very angry state, right? Okay, so definitely he may ask very difficult questions, right? So there are some elements like that which may not be in your hands, right? But that happens in any scenario, right? Even when you are doing any small task, there is something which is beyond your control, right? That you leave it. But I would say more than 90% of the things are very well within your control. So what is our experience in Emergy and WSA, right? We never seen job opportunities are never an issue, but converting that into a job offer is always an issue. What we call a conversion, job conversion, right? Okay. In fact, the very beginning of the session, we announced that particular thing of, you can apply up to 1 year. Those things we have done because, mainly because there is a good amount of opportunities that we want to provide to our students, right? So that never been an issue, right? Even though the current situation has put us into some kind of a back foot, because we are not floating any job applications in these days, thanks to the current situation. But once situation improve, okay, opportunities will come on your way. But given the opportunity, how well you are able to basically convert into a job offer, right? So spending enough time on assignments, projects, and following the mentor, instruction, I've got direct reflections on the interview results. As I told you, I have all possible combinations that you can think of. Okay, there are people who had a very average or poor academic records, right, and got a very good job. And I had average students struggled hard and they got into good job, right? And there is a student with a very good academic record but did not perform well. There's a very good academic record, performed very well. So I have all combinations. And even if you look at the personal side also, I've seen a lot of students with a lot of limitations, right? Okay, so let me cover a few cases here, right? For example, one of the student, he came here and within few weeks of joining the class, his father passed away, right? Imagine a 22-year-old boy losing his father within a few weeks of coming to university, right? And there is another girl student who got married and she had a 3-month-old baby. She left in her mother's place and then she used to come and do our course, right? Okay. So I've seen, and there are some students who can't even speak a word of English. We discussed at length about communication skills in the last session, right? So I have seen all varieties of students, right? Okay, all the limitations, and some of them are from the older era pass out. Some of them are not able to convert in initial opportunities. We've seen all possible combinations, but as long as they're able to put their efforts in assignment projects, definitely results have come. Maybe some got results little fast, some got little slow. That purely depends on the situation, as we already said, right? Some factors are not under your control, but I have not seen a single student where they put effort but did not get results. Maybe the result will be delayed, but results will come, right? So please keep it in mind. Okay? So majority of the time, our internal assessment and interview results match, except some exceptions, right? We see the people who get selected. Anyways, as I already told you, while sending the tracker, we mark your performance information in the tracker, whether green, orange, or yellow, etc. Right? While marking, and then finally, when you see the results, right, there is a match between, if somebody is in the higher assessment in our Emergy or WSA evaluation, they actually have a more probability of getting selected. We are seeing the time and time, right? And people who had average skills and a better attitude succeed more than who had opposite combination. This is a very important point. Often I am seeing more issues later of it. Okay, basically the importance of attitude, right? I cannot stress this enough, guys, especially as things are getting tight with the current scenario, right? Your attitude plays the predominant role when it comes to making selection or not selecting. I've seen many people, in fact, I have taken tons of interviews in my career, continue to take interviews, right? And people who had average or rather technically they're okay, but attitude is good. They go and hire the people because they know technical skills can be trained, right? Probably you don't know C++. I know how I can train you, right? But I cannot train you, for example, if you're not punctual. So, for example, I cannot train you if you have a negative attitude. No training program overnight can change your attitude. So please ensure that you watch out for an attitude, because recently, just before we announced this lockdown, there were some scenarios where some students went into interviews. They came out of the interview panel, and the interview panel member casually asked, "How was the interview?" The answer was, "Oh, I didn't come prepared. The information was given very late, and the salary is not what we expected, etc., etc." Right? So these type of side communication will only going to damage your selection procedure. In the same company, some other students got selected, right? So please keep our attitude and watch on your attitude. It is going to play even more important role in the coming days. I'm telling you, in the current situation, when companies are having more opportunities to pick different people, right now, the ball game is changing very fast, where the companies can get select people even from a better pool, right? Okay, so not on a negative note, I'm telling you, as I'm talking, right, I am seeing placement officers from IITs and NITs, right? Okay, so I'm seeing them putting the post in LinkedIn, right? LinkedIn, okay, requesting companies not to basically stop their fresher offer which they have made, right? Okay, because even some of the NIT students who got their campus offer, those companies are basically terminating those offers because of the current scenario, right? So situation will definitely will become challenging. There is no two ways about it, right? Okay, but that's the reason why we are also initiating the session to ensure that we give you the necessary support and also prepare you when we come out of the situation, we are ready to take off. Because in a matter of 2 weeks, you know how things have changed. Unless otherwise we have the right attitude, it's going to be very, very challenging for anybody, because there is already enough people, and NIT has already come to the market, and IIT guy is not getting joining date, right? So the competition has become stiffer. Okay, in this scenario, I would say, okay, working on our approach of skill building, and on top of it, attitude is going to play a very important role. It is possible, right? Because let me also share one more example. I don't know how many of you shared. I think I shared a few times in the induction, right? When I passed out from NIT, the similar situation has happened, right? In the third year, we all had campus offers, right? By the time we finished our engineering and we came out, okay, there was a year 2000, right? And in 2001 we came out. That's when, you know, your 9/11 attack has happened. Okay, so many companies basically deferred the joining dates. I had an offer, they actually delayed the joining date. Okay, in fact, good number of my friends who are smarter than me, who had even very good offers in the campus interviews, those companies even sent rejection letters, right? All of a sudden, we were like 6 months back, we were like enjoying our life, anything in the college, because we are from a very prestigious institution, etc., etc. And all of a sudden that we are in road, right? Okay, so even in the peak of recession in 2001, in the peak of recession, I was able to get an offline, off-campus job, right? Okay, so it is not that recession means jobs are not going to be there, right? Jobs will be there. Only thing is companies will become choosy, right? And how you can end up in a job? Only thing is by having the right combination of skills, right, and attitude, right? We discussed a lot about skills and projects in the resume preparation session, right? And here I am stressing out the attitude because that's going to play a very important role. Okay, while I am cautioning you about the current situation, I'm telling you that, you know, the situation is not, you need to be, you know, every day morning you get up and cry. That's not going to help anybody, right? So please ensure that you have a positive mental attitude with which we all can come out of this, right? Because things keep happening. In 2008, there was a major meltdown due to, you know, Lehman Brothers, right? All of us are aware. So things keep changing. I've seen at least this would be my third recession I'm seeing in my career. You know, we started around 2001, right? Things keep changing. Okay, so definitely, you know, attitude plays an important role here. Okay? And moving on, in summary, it's all about your attitude, right? So that's the point that you need to. I'm trying to drive from these particular slide. Okay. So there was some questions there. Let me just quickly check. Due to lockdown, most of the companies have stopped hiring. Srija, yes, you know, most of the, as I already told in the beginning, even in our video messages, right? Okay, no company is hiring because even to recruit, right? Okay, the interview panel member should be there. No, okay, no panel member is coming, and very few companies are hiring in terms of virtual mode. You know, they're doing the video conferencing like this, or they're doing a Skype or a Zoom session, and then they're hiring, right? But once we get back, only because currently what is the situation? Everybody wants to save their lives, right? Currently the situation is somewhere it's more deeper than what we thought, right? Okay, once companies come back, they will revisit their hiring strategy, and then we'll see how it goes. As I'm telling you, what we can do about this, right? What as a placement department can do about this? What even anybody can, even a country's prime minister or president, what anybody can do, right? It's a current situation. We need to accept. All I'm trying to do in form of this Disha session to orient you guys and give a perspective that, guys, you know what, situation has changed, right? But assure you one important thing is, as I already told, if you have the right skills, right attitude, definitely things come on your way. And I myself sharing my example of that, 2001 was a thing from my own personal experience, right? If I can do that, definitely you guys can do it too, right? There is no this thing that I have 7 hands and 8 heads, right? So everybody has got the same capabilities. It's about me working towards it. All right. Okay. So let me just move on. Before interview, few things. Before the day when you're attending the interview, I should ensure that you have 2 to 3 copies of resumes print out with you. Okay. There is a chance that from our placement department, we would have forwarded you the resume is probably 1 week back or sometimes 10 days back. You might know some of the companies are asking for take time to schedule the interviews. So if you are going little late and by then you would have finished one more module or you've done one more project, you can always hand over the latest resume to the interviewer and request him to consider that rather than what the older copy that he may have. Right? It's always good. So professionally, look presentable in front of the interviewer. Right? Very important. Right? All of you should. Because even in HCL, right? HCL interview recently when it happened, our placement manager Lokesh came and told me many students came in chappals, right? Okay, which was pathetic, for a company like HCL, students are coming without wearing shoes, right? Or without wearing, without tying in their shirts, right? Combing their hair, shaving themselves, a clean shaven face, okay? Should we be even orienting for these things, right? Okay, it's like very bad. In fact, Lokesh even send them back, right? Saying that don't attend the interview because it's only going to spoil our institute name, right? Even there was another company, I think it was Sloky Technologies, right? Okay, so that company, when they were hiring, I saw myself many students came in chappals, right? For the written test itself, right? Whether it is a written test, whether it is an interview, doesn't matter, right? It's important that you show up in formals, right, and look presentable, right? Yes, you may be frustrated that you are not getting job, etc. But it's very important that we put interest towards, because these things matter. I tell you, okay. People might think these things. How does it matter? I will anyways crack an interview. These things definitely matter. Okay, so please do. And as I'm repeatedly telling you, going forward, more challenging times are coming on our way. These things will matter even more. Okay, I have rejected tons of people just because they did not dress properly. Because if the person is not serious in the interview itself, how he can basically be more serious when it comes to his job or work, right? It's very, very bad. Okay, please ensure you dress presentable and professional with respect to your dressing sense. Okay, get enough sleep before the day. Often, many people we pick up bad habits from college where we do night out before the exam, right? So many students do night out. There was one case where there was one very sincere student. He was studying about till 4 a.m. in the morning, right? And he even called his friends around as late as around 3 a.m. and asking for doubts, right? And this guy keeps alarm for 1 or 2 hours, and he dozes off and he gets up at 10 a.m. The interview was at 9:30, right? Okay, so please ensure that you don't do such things. Get good amount of sleep before the day. Okay, that's very important because you need to feel rested. Okay, a mental visualization helps. That's what I mean by the positive mindset. Visualizing that you'll be giving the right answers and the interviewer will select you. Have the right positive mindset. That always helps, right? Keep all your certificates and documents ready with you. Okay. Again, I'm having issues here. For example, many students don't have their provisional degree certificates, right? And many of them don't have PAN card, right? Many of them even don't have an Aadhaar card. These issues I'm still facing. For example, recently there was one company, Western Digital, right? One of the student basically asked for been asked for a PAN card. He said he don't have a PAN card, right? It became a big issue. The company took it very seriously. They said if he doesn't produce the PAN card within 1 week, we'll drop him and we'll select some other student, right? So please ensure that you apply and keep all these documents ready. And when you're going for the interview, okay, you can only carry the photocopy. You don't carry the original, because original sometimes when you're traveling or assuming that if it rains or something like that, they may be under risk, right? Keep enough photocopies. Okay, when you are going for these interviews, right? In case if you're not applied, you can apply all these PDCs, even though it's a lull time for even universities. At least initiate the procedure and keep it ready, right? Okay, so don't go and put yourself in a situation where last minute you don't have the PAN card with you, right? Okay. So ensure that you're taking care of transport logistics, right? This is another challenge, especially in Bangalore when you're traveling from one end to another. Okay, you know the Bangalore traffic. I don't need to explain it further, right? Ensure that you reach that particular venue 15 minutes before, right? Okay. So this is again we repeat. People show up late for the interview. That there itself we lose the battle. Any student who goes late for the interview, consider he or she is not going to get selected. Same thing with respect to the dressing sense. How I said, the person who is wearing chappal will never get selected. Okay, it's very simple, right? Same thing when somebody goes late for an interview, the person will not get selected. Okay, so please take care and ensure you reach 15 minutes before, at least for the interview, right? That's what we mean by here, right? Okay. So there's a question from Sanket. He asks, is the written test is aptitude or technical? Please clear this. Purely depends on company, Sanket. Okay. One important thing which we already sent in the induction timeline, right? Preparing the general aptitude. Okay, when I say general aptitude, the logical ability, the logical aspect of it, and even the basic electronics or basic subjects, whichever you studied in your college, right? These things, okay, you need to prepare. And this is a very good time to prepare all of them, because you will never get this golden time once again, right? You ensure that you prepare them, okay? So, and we cannot say, if, for example, for a written test, we cannot go and tell a company, you know what, don't ask question based on attitude, okay? Ask based only on, what we teach in our course. We cannot force companies like that, right? Okay. So always go with the assumption that the logical and basic electronics will be there. And suppose, let us say, for example, you go for an interview, written test on the day, right? Same day they conduct interview. Okay, don't go and tell, no, I only thought today written test will be there. The interview, I thought it will be later. I didn't come for prepared for interview. I didn't get enough printout of my resumes, right? Don't tell all those things, right? So every day, every selection process you go prepared for anything. End of the day, I cannot go and tell, like how in your college syllabus, right? I cannot go and tell out of syllabus, right? Okay, out of syllabus. In your college exam, maybe this may be happening, where if a question comes from out of syllabus and then you attempt that question, they'll give you full marks, right? The real world does not work like that. Okay, you need to be arming yourself for all possible situations. It's like, for example, going to play a cricket match, right? Assuming you are a batsman, right? You are going to play an international game, right? You cannot tell the bowler, hey man, bowler, don't put bouncer. Now I'm very weak in leg spin, right? Don't put the bouncer, or don't put, for example, full toss, I cannot play. Can we tell that, right? No. You need to practice enough, right? And then you go and give your best on the given day. And even if you go prepare also, there is a chance that in the first ball itself you may get out, right? Okay, how even great batsmen like even Sachin Tendulkar or even Virat Kohli can get out in the first ball, that can happen. But what do? They come, learn, they improve that particular situation and go better in the next match, right? The same thing applies to you guys. You cannot go and tell, oh, attitude I did not prepare, or written test I did not prepare, etc., right? Yeah, hope for the best and prepare for the worst. Okay, Siddhartha says that's a very good attitude to have, right? I appreciate Siddharth for sharing this simple but powerful word that summarizes what I'm talking about, right? Okay, so please don't come up with all excuses, right? End of the day, when you hear such things, it looks more of excuses to me, right? Saying that this person only giving me excuses or justifications, right? I always seen on the contrary, good students, they always take it as a challenge, they'll always take it as a learning opportunity, and they come up more stronger, right? Okay, let me proceed. So technical interviews, we already discussed about the nature of the person, right? Typically a senior technical person will be meeting you, right? So most of the time they want to check what you know well rather than what they know. Okay, this is again another question, right? We discussed about this in the interview preparation itself. Suppose, for example, they're asking some C-based question. Let us say, for example, 10 questions they asked based on C, right? Let me just open the word pack. So let us say you have a scenario, technical interview. Let us consider scenario. Okay. So the technical interviewer, let us say he is going to evaluate you based on C and let us say, a microcontroller. Okay. He's going to evaluate for these two skills, right? Suppose in C, he's asking you 10 questions. Okay. In the 10 questions that he has asked, suppose you answer 8 out of 10 very well, right? Whereas in microcontroller, either the module is not over or you forgot certain concepts, whatever could be the case. Let us say, for example, you only could answer 4 out of 10. Okay, I would say this scenario is very positive scenario, because what the interviewer will think, he will think, right? Okay, maybe this guy is little weak, or this student girl is weak in this microcontroller. Given the training, he can pick up well. But look at C, right? Whatever he knows or she knows, she answered it well, right? So this is the way you need to answer. Rather, for example, if the scenario is something like this, right? In C, you answer 2 out of 10, and like I say, in microcontrollers, also you answer 3 out of 10, right? So this scenario is good because the interviewer will consider, and this scenario is not good. Okay, so please always ensure that whatever you know, that's the reason even in resume preparation, I time and again I reiterated saying that, you know, whatever you write in resume, you need to be confident about that, right? If you are not confident, you don't need to put it, right? Even if you have slightest doubt, don't put it, because if you put, and if they ask you question based on that, you will only it is going to create a more trouble for you, right? Okay. Vikram, wait, salary, I'll come to that. Okay, salary, there is already a question, right? I'll come to that. Let me complete the technical aspect now. So the technical panel member is a left brain guy. He is a no nonsense guy. He expects precise answers, sound fundamentals, right? Ability to apply, problem solving ability, analytical ability, attitude to handle changes, and open for feedback. Okay, if he gives you some feedback, you should be in a position to think. And last one, the longer the duration of the interview, the probability of selection is higher, right? Some students come to me and then say, sir, I went to the interview, I finished in 20 minutes, right? Okay. So which means to say, for example, the interview panel member did not find you worthy enough to ask or to spend more than 20 minutes, right? That's how you need to take it. It's not like, for example, who finishes the interview first or who finishes the written test first, right? It's about who actually comes out as a winner. So the shorter the duration, you can very well think that, you know, your name, that is a resume template. Yes, sure, Kiran. I have links already. In the end of today's session, I'll share you. Okay, hold on for that question. So what are the do's in technical interviews? Okay, be precise with your answers, because he's a left brain personality. He expects everything to be precise. Don't beat around the bush. No storytelling, etc. Okay. It is not expected to answer 100% of the questions, but whatever you answer them, answer with 100% correctness. That's the example I showed you with the CN microcontroller. In any interview, please think. For example, it's like same going back and thinking about the example of a cricket, right? Yeah, in cricket, a batsman cannot score runs in every ball, right? Okay, in some ball he may even hit a sixer. In some ball he may not score any run, or in some ball he may even get out, right? But the important thing is, whenever you are answering, that answer should be technically correct, right? That's how you should be focusing on. If you don't know the answer, there's a highly likely chance that in a technical interview, questions may come where you will not know the answers. So don't jump and say, I don't know, or, you know, or you make up some stories, right? Put a sincere attempt to solve the problem, right? The interviewer will definitely give a merit for that, right? Okay, so that's, you need to take care. And invite the interviewer into the zone where you already know the answers. The more it happens, it improves the probability of selection. So what I mean by that is, suppose you are answering a question. For example, let us take a simple question of what is a function, right? Okay, suppose you're answering, right, a function is nothing but a set of code which performs a certain functionality. It takes certain arguments and it returns a result, right? In C programming, you have pass by value and pass by reference are the ways in which you can pass the arguments. Suppose you answer like that. So what will be the next logical question the interviewer may ask is, okay, what is pass by value, right? What is pass by reference? Then you are explaining pass by reference. Naturally, you can ask more questions about pointers, right? So what I'm telling that is, the more you answer well, right, he will start asking questions from the answers that you give. In fact, that's what mature interviewers do, right? To even appreciate the interviewing student, right? And if it happens, which means to say what, your probability of selection goes high significantly, because you know you are cracking it, right? It's like, for example, same cricket case, right? The bowler is putting the ball in the same place that you're expecting. So you keep on hitting for fixers or boundaries. So please ensure that you answer the questions in technically correct manner so that this scenario happens. Okay. And very important when we talk about projects, okay, which I already mentioned in the resume workshop, don't talk too much about the project. Suppose, let us say, you worked on a to-do list in our WSA students case, or you are working on, let us say, in C programming, you worked on an image steganography project, right? Don't go and talk too much about steganography. Even the interviewer person may not know what is steganography, right? Keep the project explanation to the brief, right? But you explain more about what you have done in that particular project, right? The challenges that you are facing, right? Or the bugs you have faced, right? How did you solve those bugs, right? And what is your technical learning from that project? If you remember, in our resume preparation, we had one section called challenges and learnings, right? You can talk about that, not about the project, right? Don't go and explain them about how steganography work or how what do you say, your motor vehicle black box works and all. That may not be interested, right? You explain what you have done there. Use pen and paper as much as possible. Very important. Okay, please carry a pen, guys. Okay. Sometimes I've seen where I take interview, right? They come and take my pen. They'll ask me, "Can you give me your pen?" Right? Okay. And take a pen and then explain using a pen and paper. That also shows that you are confident. Coming back to the point of communication, right? Okay, if you can write it in paper and explain, definitely the interviewer is going to like you more because you are indirectly telling them that you know the answer, right? These things all talk about your confidence, right? If you try to escape from the interview or tell you half baked answer, anyways, the technical person is not going to select you, right? Okay. Building premise, as I told you, the example of how you can tell one answer, from that answer, the next question can be derived, right? Okay. Handling lows and highs in the interview well, because this is also happens, let us say, the interviewer keep on asking you many questions, and you answered 1, 2, 3, 4 questions. You answered very well, and you also know that you answered them well. The interviewer is also acknowledged. The fifth question may be a question which you don't know. Let us say a difficult question is asked, right? Okay. Immediately you don't need to lose your confidence, right? And then come down, right? You can always think about yourself that the next question can be a easier question. The same thing, cricket analogy, right? Okay, you scored 4 balls continuously, 4 boundaries, right? The 5th ball become a Yorker. What you should do? You should defend yourself, right, and get ready for the next ball to play. Okay, so please ensure that you are able to handle these highs and lows in the interview very well, because sometimes what I've seen is once you put across the interviewer or the student with a very difficult question, right? 1 or 2 difficult questions, immediately the student will surrender. He will be totally confident, right? It's all about challenges, right? You never say, go and tell your customer saying that, it is not in the syllabus, or, it's not which I'm knowing, it's a totally new thing or something. You are supposed to solve it, right? So you need to know how to handle those challenges, ensure that you take care of that, right? This is something which you need to keep in mind when it comes to do. And very important, I already told in the beginning, please don't tell them that my course is not over. I have 3 modules pending. I have another 4 months to complete the course, etc. Okay, if the question comes, okay, how much duration of what is that training duration is pending, right? Okay, you can give a very blanket answer. Okay, you don't worry about you are lying or something like that. You can very well go and tell my course will get over in another week or 2, irrespective of any module you are in, right? Okay, because as I already told you, the interviewer will not know the context in which we discuss with the HR personnel, and our idea is to grab the opportunity. And if they ask a question, when can you join? You can tell, okay, I can join at the earliest suitable time which you prefer. Don't tell, no, I want to go and basically, enjoy a vacation with my friends, or my parents are seeing some muhurta to some stars should align that day only I will join. All those nonsense don't tell, right? You say I want, I'm ready. At least before I move on to the next life, right? Okay. I don't know, this issue I come across every time I see a student, right? I see in the corridor and I ask them, okay, how was the interview? Okay. I ask the student, how was the interview. Okay. The answer is something like this. Okay. It was good, sir. Okay. This is the okay. This is the standard okay answer I get. Okay. Somebody will say it went well, sir. Okay. It went well, sir. I answered all questions. Okay. And okay, some of them will say, okay, super, sir. Okay. Sure. Why? Okay. I see. I have this conversation. Let us say in the corridor, right? I go and I refresh my mailbox, and I see the feedback has been very negative. So the company will say, "This is what I hear from students, right? It was good, sir, and it went well, sir. I'm sure it will get selected and all, right? This is what my student says." Okay. And I go and check with my mailbox. They say, you know, your students lack basic understanding of programming. Okay. Okay, they couldn't clear basic technical questions. Okay. So this is the type of answer that the company personnel will tell. Okay, and this is also a reason why you see many companies come, but they don't hire any students. It's not because they come to do some time pass with the institute and they just want to. A company interview personnel will feel that okay, oh today I will do some time pass. That's why I want to interview some people and then see. Right? Everybody has got serious openings. That's why they come. Okay, nobody has got time to waste here, right? Okay, so here, okay, why this is happening? Whatever mentioned in blue and whatever mentioned in red, why it is happening? Because you think you have done a great job, whereas the interview panel member thinks you are not done a good job, right? There's a huge gap, right? So please ensure, right, after every interview, you go and do this exercise, okay? Many people ask me, sir, I'm not getting selected. I attended so many drive. What should I do, etc., etc. I will give you very simple tip. Please follow. I'm sure that your results will be very different. This is a simple formula I've been telling for over the past I don't know how many years I've been telling. Okay, I don't know how many of you come back and do something called as retrospection, right? Retrospection or analysis. Analysis of how the interview has gone, right? Because what generally, whenever you are answering an interview, you think you are done well, right? But have you really done well? That's a question, right? I always tell students, just write down the questions in a paper, come back to the institute, discuss with your friend whom you know is better than you in terms of technically, or even you can go and discuss with the mentor and then say, sir, this is the question they asked me today, and this is how I have, answered, right? Is it correct or not? I don't know how many of them are doing this analysis or this type of retrospection. Because if you do that, then the differences between this text mentioned in blue and red will come down, right? Other than that, what happens is people, if you don't do that, we believe that we done everything well, right? And we keep on living in that, and more chances that you get and more chances you're not getting selected, you are turning down, you're becoming negative and negative and negative, right? Eventually, people may think that, eventually they start assuming many things. Oh, there is a bias that is happening. There's a backdoor entry that is happening, right? I don't know. In Hindi, there is a saying. I forgot how to pronounce it. Nachna Angan Teda. So there is a saying. Maybe somebody can type if you remember that, right? Okay, the person who do not know how to dance, he always blames the stage, right? That's what it means, right? Okay. So please ensure that you do this retrospection, and believe me, it takes only 10 minutes. Rohit says, Nachna Jane Angan Teda. Arun and Rohit, yeah, thanks guys, right? I forgot the exact word, right? Okay. So that's what we say, right? We become negative, and even if your friend gets selected and say, oh, uska to tukka lag gaya aaj, he got lucky today, right? Many of them will even think, mera kismat kab khulega, and you go and put something saying that apna time aayega, all those things, right? Okay, I'm telling you the simple answer for all these things is do a retrospection analysis. I'll do for 10 minutes. I'm not asking you to spend a lot of time. Okay, or maximum I would say 15 minutes. You come back and analyze. I'm sure your interview result will be different. Okay, I've seen many students who do silly mistakes. They come and rectify, and then they go and play next time when they attend the interview. Next time they do very well, right? And there are a few questions here. Mayur says, sir, if during interview my course is completing after 3 months, or do I have to say over in 2 weeks, or the truth that it has 3 months? So as I already told Mayur, you keep a standard answer, it will get over in 2 weeks. That's all. Okay. And you can also tell, I also have an option to go and complete the remaining modules on the weekend. Okay. That should be the standard answer. Sagar, what question will ask interviewer if they ask, do you have any questions for me? Yeah, this is another interesting question, right? Okay. By the end of the interview, suppose the interviewer asks me a question, right? Okay, he is asking you some thing, saying that, do you have any questions for me? The interviewer may ask. It can happen in the technical also, or it can happen in HR interview also. Okay. So whenever this happens, right, please ask some generic and maximum 1 or 2 questions. For example, you can ask some questions like this, right? Okay. Some general questions like, right, in which technology, okay, projects are in this company, right? You can ask some general questions like this. You can ask, for example, can you please share me with your feedback? You can ask, right? Can you please tell me how well I have done in the interview, right? These things are something, and maximum you keep it to 2 or 3 questions. I would say even you keep it to 2 questions, that is good enough, right? Okay, because why I'm telling, thanks Agar Reddy for raising that, because long time back one student came and then he said, sir, super sir interview, as always, right? Super sir. Okay, I said, what do you mean by super? He said, sir, the interviewer is asking me 2 questions. Okay, I asked him back 15 questions, right? Okay, so don't go and bombard the interviewer with so many questions. For example, what not to ask, right? For example, don't ask, okay, am I selected or rejected? Okay. So don't ask this question at all. Anyways, we will come to know. Okay. And for example, don't ask questions like, for example, when will you get back to me? Okay. Anyways, we have our placement team works closely with the companies. We will let you know. Okay. Because one student asked me, sir, I have one problem. What problem? Right? You are telling to attend the interview 15 minutes before every company, right? Why can't the company also let me know? Okay, Friday 5 p.m. I'll announce the results, right? Interviews doesn't work like that, because as I already told you, it's a relative process. The panel member who is interviewing you will not know how the other panel member or other candidates are performing. They will go back, they'll discuss the feedback, then they will prioritize, then only they'll make selection, right? He's not sitting here only to give a job, right? Okay, don't ask question like, when will you get back to me? And another very interesting question one guy asked, right? Okay, he asked the interviewer, how long you are working in this company? Okay, that person said 3 years or something. Okay, and that interview panel member was telling, okay, you have been, okay, Google AI is giving me. Okay, so he asked the reverse question. Okay, are you not looking for a change? Right? He asking the interviewer ulta. Okay, 3 years, huh? You're not looking for any change. Okay, he asked the interviewer back. Okay, so please don't have any such discussion. In fact, in one of the student, okay, he found the interviewer to be a bit. He was a guy. Okay, he found the interviewing personnel. The technical member was quite beautiful, and he got really impressed with the interviewer. He asked the interviewer, can you please share me your mobile number? Okay, so please don't get into any such discussions, right? Okay, you have got nothing to do with this, right? Okay, and you don't believe, okay, this one is a very interesting story, this asking mobile number from the interviewer. Okay, this has happened, and next day, incidentally, I was taking class for that same batch. Okay, I went into the class, and the whole class is laughing at the student. Okay, it was a relatively smaller batch, roughly about some 15-20 students were there. These guys, I went into the class and asked, hey, how was the interview yesterday? You know, general question I asked, right? The whole class was laughing at the student. Okay, then I asked, why are you laughing at him? He said, you know what, sir? Okay, he took the interviewer's phone number and came, right? Okay, so maybe after you get selected, you do whatever you want with the person, right? At least you'll get selected. Chup chap, you finish the interview and come back to the come back to our institute, right? Okay. So these are all unwanted questions. Okay, keep generic question, which technology projects are there in the company, right? Or can you share me feedback, etc. All the ones which are mentioned in red are absolutely not okay. You should not be asking them at all. Okay. So that's about the do's, okay, in the interview. Let us move on to the don'ts. Keeping answers very generic or shallow, as I told you, he's a left brain guy. He wants to get the precise answer and he wants to get a technically correct answer, right? You need to ensure you tell this. Too much explanation about project, don't do. Rather, you tell what you've done in the project. Arguing with the interviewer, definitely don't do. Okay, that is also very wrong practice. Even if you feel something right or wrong, don't argue. Getting into personal discussions, right? In the interview itself, you may find out by looking into the name of the person or the way how he is pronouncing the English, you may figure it out that he's from your hometown. No discussion on your local language, right? Please ensure you stick to things into purely your technical discussions only. Okay. Trying to deviate and avoid answering. This is technical people will easily catch you. Okay, don't think they are people who just because they are talking to you nicely doesn't mean they don't analyze. They're very smart people. That's why they're sitting in the interview panel, right? Showing as if you know everything, right? This is also overconfidence, right? Sometimes this also kills, right? Even if you know the answer, stay humble. That's what I told you. Your attitude matters a lot, right? Stay humble and stay, grounded. Okay. Quickly losing confidence, don't do that. As I told, 3 answers correct. 4th answer is becoming a tough question. Immediately don't lose the confidence, right? Jumping into answers before understanding the question completely. Yeah, this is another problem. Ensure that you understand the question completely, because the moment they say the interviewer starts selling pointers, yeah, I know pointers. Okay, pointer has got 7 rules. First rule is pointer is an integer. Don't jump, right? Understand what the interviewer is actually asking for, and then you answer. Allow them to ask, no? Then only you can answer. So the last piece about the HR, that also we have discussed quite a bit in the beginning, right? HR means typically a HR executive will be meeting you, right? Who is again typically a right-brain personality, okay? Who will see your behavioral fitment or your attitude, okay? So they know more of people aspect, they know less of technical aspect, right? Because they will be typically coming from a MBA in HR or diploma in human resource management background. They don't know much about the technical aspect of it, right? So what do they expect, right? They expect whether you have long-term commitment to the organization, right? Okay, whether you can learn things, as some of you already told in the chat. You're willing to learn new things, willing to work in different roles. I think I already clarified this particular question about, if the question asked, right? Okay, let me just tell this particular part, right? If the question comes, let me just take out separately. So HR questions. HR interview question. Okay. So one question already have come multiple times. Many of them asked was, okay, how much salary do you expect? Okay. Are you interested in development or testing? Okay. And there's a question from Arun saying that where do you see yourself after 3 years? What are your short-term goals? What are your long-term goals? Okay. Okay. Is that this is typically a set of questions, right? Okay. So let me take them one by one. How much salary do you expect? Okay. First thing is, okay. First thing is, don't utter any number. Okay. Don't tell. The other is asking, why should I hire you? Let me answer one by one. If you have questions, please keep shooting in the chat window. I'll answer them. Okay. So don't utter any number. Don't go and tell, give me 25,400 rupees 15,300 rupees now, all those things, right? Okay. Don't utter any number. Okay. The idea is in the HR interview, you need to be politically correct. Okay. At the same time, don't get caught, right? Or if you ask me in a simple way, okay, you should be answering it. It's not technical interview, guys. Please be very clear here. You are meeting a right brain person. There is no definite answer for these questions, right? For example, if you're writing a C pointer, the answer is very precise. If there is a pass by reference, whether it is today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, the answer will remain same. But in the HR interview, the answers are not something which are standard, right? There is no rule there, right? So you need to be very, very what do you call diplomatic, okay, and politically correct. Okay, correct. Or in simple way, you even though it's not a right example, you understand how our politicians answer every question, right? Okay, any party, any political party, any issue, you see how they answer, right? Okay, they will be politically correct, right? Okay, so you need to be very smart here in tackling the HR, right? When you talk about the salary, how much do you expect? Don't utter any number. The simple answer you can tell is, okay, as discussed with our placement department. Okay, so that one answer will be enough, because the salary also in the initially, right, the company is not telling you they're paying X lakh or Y lakh, right? It is our application only you are coming to know, right? Okay, remember PM Modi speeches. Okay, I don't want to comment on that because it become politically here and there. I'm just telling you as an example. I don't want to quote any politician here. Any political person you take, how they speak, right? You need to take some derive some learning from that, whether it's a state, central, party X, party Y, issue X, issue Y. I'll leave it to you guys, right? Okay. So how much salary do you expect, right? Okay. So you can simply say, as discussed with the placement department. And if they still push you, okay, no, how much it will be comfortable for you, okay? Then finally you can say, as per your company policy, okay? All you can say, okay, all I am looking for is a good career in embedded or IoT or full stack. Okay? My request is don't utter any number. You will get caught, right? Then they will start doing mathematics about what runs in your mind, right? Don't tell any direct answers. Okay, that's the idea. Second thing, are you interested in development or testing? Your answer, standard answer, I am flexible. See, again here also, there is no direct, you are not telling yes or no here, right? Whether you tell yes or no, both the way you will be caught, right? If you tell development, they will ask why not testing, right? If you start telling testing, why not development, right? Why are you allowing unnecessary debates there? Give a generic answer saying that I am flexible. Rather you say, okay, whatever the company asks me to do, I am ready to do, okay? Because it's like you are trying to sell yourself. No, you go and tell whatever story. The more selling you do, the easier you get a job, right? Okay. So it's fine with me. Okay, you can go and tell that. I am flexible. Please use this word. Okay. This is a standard answer I am telling you. I am flexible. Don't go and tell I am only interested in development. I'm only interested in texting, etc. Right? Then you see yourself after 3 years, right? Again, here also, don't give a generic answer. Okay, don't tell, you know what, after 3 years I will I'll apply for a H1B visa, I'll go to US, or my uncle is already there in UK, he already told me to gain an experience and come there. Or somebody may say, no, my parents already seen a groom, in another 6 months I'll get married and go and settle. So please don't go and utter all these things. Your abroad plans, your higher studies plans, right? Okay, abroad plans, higher studies plan, okay? Strictly no. Okay, again, what answer? Diplomatic answer. How I can answer diplomatically? Okay, I want to learn, okay, new things and grow in my career in embedded IoT or full stack domains. No specifics. Nobody is asking you anything that is specific, right? Okay, this should be your only answer. Learning, career, growth, domain, blah blah blah. In those 4 points only, all your answers are going to come. Okay, don't tell anything like, you know, I will go and settle, or I will start my own company, blah blah blah. You don't need to. Just be politically correct. And that's why I told an example of politicians, how they talk and how they tackle, the answer you make, it will be better. So what are your short-term goals? Very simple, get a job like into a company like yours. Okay, company like yours, right? Learn and learn a core domain, right? Like embedded IoT, full stack, etc. That should be your short-term goal, right? Because what's your primary goal now? Sitting at your home, your only worry is getting into a job, no? First job, right? What is there is no other goal other than that, right? What are your long-term goals? Same answer you can give. I want to learn new things and grow my career in etc. etc. Okay. So that's the thing, right? That's the answer you can give. Okay. All right. Why should I hire you? This is another question, right? You can again keep it very simple. Okay. You can say I am a hardworking person. Okay. I'm hardworking. I can learn things. Okay. And I am also flexible. Okay. I'm open for any role. Okay. And your suggestions, right? And another important thing we can also call out is there is something called career versus job. Okay, so you can tell I am looking for a career, not okay. So career means basically something which you do it for a long-term basis. Job means what you do for survival. You can tell them that you are looking for a career, not a job. Okay, so these points should give you good amount of mileage. Again, no specific things. Okay, very generic, very smart, very politically correct statements. Okay, you can, if you want, I can just circulate these notes also. This scratch is little scratchy. That's fine. Anyways, you know this, right? I'll circulate this also so that I'll format it better little bit. So that you can keep it as a kind of a manual also when you're going for your interview, right? Other parties, let me just go up. Some more questions are there. Yeah, Vikram says, sir, if you don't know the answer, how to behave? As I already told you, you try. Okay, sitting in the desk, you try. You make a sincere attempt to solve, maybe for a few minutes, and finally you say, I don't know, right? Finally, you don't say immediately, I don't know. You make your attempt, or even if you arrive at 20%, 30%, you make an attempt, right? Okay, because to add what Vikram is asking, right? Some companies will have some questions in the written test which they know you cannot solve. They'll put some questions like that. Okay, they wanted to check how you are actually approaching to that particular problem when you are solving the problem. Okay, what is your attitude, right? Even though you don't know the solution, are you a person who will still go ahead and put your best effort to solve, or immediately you lift your hands up and say, you know, no, I cannot solve it, or something like that. So put a sincere effort in the interview table, and then finally, if you don't know, say don't know. That is always okay, but don't tell it in the beginning itself, right? Let me just go down. Any other questions? Yeah, Kiran is asking, what if you got a better offer? Will you leave the company? Right? Okay, Kiran. The answer would be again, you need to put out this part. Okay, career versus job. Okay, you can tell that, ma'am or sir, I'm looking for a career. Okay, I'm here to learn. I want to basically work in new technologies, right? And that also related with the next question that Shweta is putting out, Shweta Jadhav. She's asking why you want to join this company, right? It's a very interesting question. Okay, why you want to join this company? Okay, so this is where, if you remember a few minutes back, I told you people, okay, at least spend 3 minutes in looking into company website. Okay, so you can, there are some points there. Okay, definitely you'll find some point. You can tell, you know, this company is working on, let us say, automotive domain, right? And this company is working on this particular latest IoT technologies. I see that this particular company is won so and so award, right? So I want to work in a company which works on such and such technology. So you always put a technology in the main reason. Don't say the company is big or small, okay, or some companies paying more or less, right? Always answer with this technology, right? So that is where looking into the company website helps. Okay, if you company website, if you look, I'm sure guys, you will get some tips. Okay, so please ensure that you spend 3 minutes. Just start experimenting from today. 3 minutes, clock it and see the company website. 1/80th second you stop it. I'm fine with that, right? And I'm sure it will make a difference. Okay, So you can answer. Don't give a generic yarn, okay? Because sometimes they give some generic yarn and they get caught. They're not even looked into the company's website, right? Okay. So please ensure that you look into the company's website, or even you can just go and go to Google News and then check what is the latest news about the company, whether they won a big contract from a customer or they won some award, etc. So that also they will really like, especially in the HR interview, right? Okay, what are the key points should be included in question like tell me about yourself? Shubham is asking one question. Okay, tell me about yourself. You can keep it again very brief. Okay, tell me about yourself. Okay, in that you can keep it very brief. You can just say your name. Okay, your native place where you come from and the college where you graduated. This is more about your personal information. Okay, and you can more talk about the your course in Emergy and WSA, because that's where they will like it, right? Course in Emergy or WSA, right? You can tell I am from so and so place. I came to Emergy or I came to WSA to learn this particular technology, and currently, okay, and currently what you are doing, right? Which subject you are studying. This is the type of project you are looking at, and you can close the discussion about, okay, what is that you are, what am I looking forward, right? What am I looking forward? What am I looking forward? Again, get a job in a good company like yours. Put a button, no issue, right? Okay, whether so you can just share this, right? Okay, what I'm looking forward. I think this 3-4 points should be good enough. Okay, don't again, guys. In the HR interview, I have one more point there. Okay, in the tell me about yourself. Long time back, I took one interview. Okay, people started telling all those emotional stories. For example, one guy told me a story like this, right? My father took a loan, okay, but couldn't repay. Okay. The loan providers are asking for the money. If you don't give me this job, I will commit suicide. Okay. So this is I'm telling a real example, which and after telling this guy started crying. Okay. If you don't give me. And another fellow. Okay. I had a love failure. I want to prove to that girl that I can achieve something. Okay. So please select me. Okay. This might look joke. It might look comical. I'm explaining in a workshop. The cases that are mentioned in red color, it has happened to myself. When I was an interview panel, I seen these two cases. Okay. So don't get into any emotional storytelling. Okay. This emotion doesn't sell. Okay. Important to ensure that you don't do this, right? And there's a question from Shweta. What if we don't select you? Okay, this is a very interesting question. I don't know where they asked you. Okay, what if I don't select you? Okay, so what if I don't select you? What should I do? Okay, same answer what I already told. Okay, I'll perform a retrospection. Okay, I'll analyze. Okay, what I have done well, where did I go wrong? Okay. Improve in my next interview. This would be a very impressive answer. If you tell this, definitely they'll give you a job. Okay, Shweta, I hope you. Yeah, no problem. Don't use that one, Nasruddin. Okay, don't give that word called no problem. I'll try the company. Okay, this is like telling. Okay, okay, if not Trisha, okay, I will propose Divya. Okay. Okay. Don't do this. Okay. No problem. Don't tell. You just put it in a sophisticated manner. Okay. Nasruddin, I'll beat you. Okay. Sometimes HR asks about salary. They say as per company policy, we will not give you salary. Okay. Then they say we will not give you salary. No, Mayur, you don't need to worry about that. Just stop it there. Okay. As per the company policy, as per what is communicated with the placement company, if you do that, that itself is good enough. Okay. Nobody will push you further. Right. Okay. Suicide, yes. Ultra legends. Vikram, I think many people. I see a lot of, okay, I want such type of answer only. All right. So what I'll do is I'll just format this document little bit, okay, at least in a readable format, and I will share it with you, right? Okay. Any other questions? I think we have a couple of slides left. Any other HR related questions, guys? Okay. I will go back to the slides. A few are left. Okay. I know taking more time, but we will finish it today. So what are the don'ts? Okay, convey you're looking for a career, not a job. Okay, as I already told you, career is something people do it on a oh, Aishwarya. Okay, I'll just come to that, Aishwarya. Right? Okay, your question. Career, not mere job. Okay, storytelling. HR guys would love it. Okay, always have some examples of your strength and weakness. Okay, some strength you can tell some story. Okay, like in my college or in my personal life, this has happened, and then I come out of this particular situation like that. They will really like this. Okay, the real stories. Okay, express you are flexible, development, testing, design, etc. Don't tell only I will do design or only I will do development, right, etc. Sitting in an attentive posture, this also matters, similar to how I mentioned about dressing properly, and this is also important. You can just sit straight and lean little in front so that you can listen to the interviewer also and then answer it well. Okay, so sitting in an attentive posture, give attention, don't shake your legs, and don't play around with your pen, etc. Okay, those body language give a lot of negative message. Okay, never talk in local language. Same thing about same thing what we told about technical interview. Please keep, even the person talks to you in your mother tongue, please answer in English only. Okay. What are the don'ts? Getting emotional, as I told you, all suicide, love story, right? If you don't give job, I will be blah blah blah, etc. Don't get emotional. Okay. Showing desperation to get a job. I know all of you are desperate. Okay. In fact, I am also desperate to see you guys placed. Okay. So don't show that, when will you give me? When will you give me? Right? Okay. Okay. One part I wanted to tell you here. Okay. A very important point, which we are very particular even with placement companies. Okay. See, there's a mindset among all of you that, okay, I am a fresher. Yes, you are a fresher. Yes, you are still not having the necessary skill set with you, right? You are a fresher is a truth, right? There is no two ways about it, right? Okay, but please note, okay, you are not cheap. Okay, there is always a mindset among companies or among yourself, fresher hi to hai, okay? They have this cheap mentality, right? Okay, just like how you consider a commodity, right? Okay, so we never allow any company to treat my students in a cheap manner. For example, if some company comes and tells me that your students, we interview 10 people, we did not get select any. Okay, I'm fine with that. Okay, we'll take that feedback wholeheartedly and try to improve, right? But just because you're a fresher, if somebody is trying to take an advantage of the situation or exploit you based on that, we don't allow. In fact, many companies come and talk to us because they don't want to pay for initial 3 months, or they will come and give some very bad negative remarks sometimes they make about you people, right? Those things and all, we don't come and communicate, of course, with you people. At the same time, we also send a message to them that just because they're fresher today. In fact, I was a fresher once upon a time, right? Even Ratan Tata was a fresher at one point in time, right? So just because somebody is a fresher, it is not cheap, right? Okay, so please don't underestimate yourself so badly and get into the scenario of desperation. Yes, we are all desperate, but please control the desperation and convey your value, right? Convey the answers what we discussed. That itself will give you a good this thing, right? Okay. Asking unwanted questions, when will you get back, am I selected or rejected, are very important thing, like asking too many questions with the HR person or technical person, asking for their mobile number, asking for their email ID, right? And even after coming back after the interview, calling the landline and checking am I selected or not. All those things, please avoid. Okay, these things are not going to help you at all. Okay, chup chop, next day you attend your class or lab, right? We'll take care of the rest. Talking local language, absolutely not okay, right? Giving us feel as if you're already selected. Okay, don't celebrate too early, because this is a very important part. By the way how the interview process goes, they ask you simple questions like when can you join, right? How quickly you can join. If they ask some question, please don't consider that you're already selected. If you're selected, definitely our placement team will let you know, right? We'll ensure that till you join the first day of company, we will support you, right? Absolutely no problem with that. Okay, so you answer the question until they until the final question, and finally close it in a positive note, right? Okay, as I told you, don't be too frank. You need to be politically correct and diplomatic. Don't tell, I want to do higher studies after 2 years. I have already given my GRE. I have my score, and I want to go to some abroad. My uncle is already processing me a visa or something like that, right? Absolutely not. No need to communicate these things, right? Okay. So that's it, guys. Let me just quickly look into a few questions that are there. Okay. Aishwarya says, sir, what are your strength and weakness, right? You can give some generic answers again based on what you feel is good. A typical answer would be, your strength would be something like, I wanted to have a, what do you say, I'm hardworking, or I'm whatever. I'm very determined to achieve my goal. Your weakness should be, sometimes I get tensed or something like that. Keep yourself very generic. Don't get into too much emotional. Okay. So I would say the answer I leave it up to you. I cannot tell you a specific answer like how I'm writing here. You decide what are your strengths and weaknesses are, right? Okay. Do and ask, right? Do you consider yourself successful? Wow, that's a tricky question. Okay, because the word success purely depends on an individual's perspective. What appears to be a successful for one person might appear failure for other, and vice versa, right? Okay. If there is a question, say yourself, do you consider yourself successful? To give a note on positive thing, right? You can say, yes, I consider myself successful. Okay, but I also believe that success is a journey, right? You never achieve it. A long time back, I saw Sachin Tendulkar making one statement. He said, I am happy, okay, but I am not satisfied. Okay, this is what a long time back Sachin made. I think there is a book called Winner's Way. There is a book written by Harsha Bogle. All of you will know the commentator, right? Harsha Bogle. In that, I think I remember reading this statement by Sachin. I'm happy, but I'm not satisfied. So you can think like that at the end, right? You can tell, I believe I'm successful, but I'm not satisfied. So I want to achieve more, right? You can consider, you can make a statement like that. Okay, that would also give a positive note, and then you are not also sounding overconfident, right? You want to improve yourself, right? Okay. Kavya, what answer they ask? You are doing embedded course. Are you really interested in embedded? Of course, yes, right? You should be telling, of course, I'm interested in embedded. Okay, because all the jobs that we are coming in our institute, we are only sending for embedded profiles, except one or two companies whom they say you should be flexible in work in different technologies. There are companies like Sharp, there are companies like Intentech, where they hire you and then they say it depends on the project. You may work in embedded, or you may need to work in non-embedded also, right? Okay, but you should be selling your interest towards embedded or IoT in full stack development by conveying your passion for that. You need to definitely convey, yes, I'm interested. That's why I joined this particular course in Emergy, doing embedded course, IoT course, or full stack course to improve my skill set. That is my dream. That is my goal, right? You can even say my embedded system is running in my blood, right? If you do a blood test similar to white blood cells and red blood cells, embedded cells also there in my blood, right? Okay, you can even tell to that extent. So please sell the fact that you are doing a course in Emergy and Webstack Academy. It's always going to be your advantages only. Okay. Anil says, as my first job in sales, are you interested in embedded? Why you went into sales? what will be our answer, right? Anil, the same question, okay? Say this is a typical example of the career versus job. Your sales gave you a job, right? But you are not interested in a career, right? Whereas you wanted to do embedded as a career. Okay. So sales gave you money, right? They even paid you with which you can survive. Okay, all of us can survive by doing anything in this world, right? Okay, we can even do meager jobs. Okay, people even become Uber cab drivers and then they survive, right? Is that the issue? No, right? By becoming an Uber driver, you are doing a job and you are eating 3 times a day. That is not what we are here for, right? We have taken engineering as a qualification and we wanted to become successful in your career. In fact, one of the student in WSA, right? She even left her web development job and come here. I think Garima, I saw her, right? I uniquely remember her, right? Because she wanted to even improve her web development profile. She came and joined our institute, right? So you should always be telling that job versus career. Okay, sales was my job, but in embedded is where I want to have my career. Career is what you do it in your long term. Okay, so you can convey that. I think that should be more than a convincing answer. So what if they ask about percentage if it is less compared to others like 12th and 10th? Okay, whatever is the honest answer you tell, Sunita, right? You can, even if you tell I was not focused on my studies, right? Or because don't tell, because what happens is many interviews, whenever I ask a question about interview, immediately they jump to some personal story. You know, there was some family problem, my father was not well. If it is that is a genuine case, you can tell. Okay, but if the case is not that one, but you are not focused on it, you can be open with it. As I already told you, right? If there is a year gap, or if you scored less, or if you are what do you say, your academics are not great in a 10th standard or 12th standard, you can be honest. You say, I was not focused. Due to certain reason, I lost my focus. That's why I scored less. Be honest with them, right? Yeah. Duane is asking, are you applying to other companies as well? You can say yes. Okay, you can say our placement, you hold us accountable, right? Okay. You can tell them that our placement companies give opportunities to attend interview with many companies. I'm applying wherever I feel I am suitable, right? But given an opportunity, if I am selected, I'll be more than happy to join your organization. You can tell that also, not a problem. Okay. Gautam is asking how to justify choosing embedded domain if a candidate did job in other job previously. Gautam, same thing what I gave it with Anil about sales, right? Okay, you can tell embedded is where my interest lies, where I want to see myself long run after 15 years, forget about 3 years, 15 years, 20 years, right? I want to have a career. Please stick to the same discussion, right? Sales, job versus career, right? I did a previous job which was not satisfying. I felt that I am not doing justice to my talent, right? I feel, embedded is where my interest lies. So that's why I'm choosing this. In fact, if you left your job or if you left your previous sales job or IT job and joined our institute, if you explain like that, they'll be more happy because you're already ready to quit something, right? Some paying job, you're already quit a sales job. They'll be more than happy, right? They see that you're really interested in that. Please sell. I'm telling you, in the beginning, resume is your branding document. Go and sell it. The more better salesman you are, and we have been using sales from our childhood, right? How we negotiated for the chocolate with our father, okay? How we negotiated for a gift with my mother, right? We are all been doing sales from our childhood. So we need to continue to be salespeople. Never let your salespeople die inside you. Okay. How to answer? On a scale of 1 to 10, rate me as an interviewer. Okay, okay. He's asking to interview. He's asking to rate himself, right? You can give about Arun. If that is again a very smart question, you can give a good rating. You can give that. Out of 10, you can even give 8. Don't give 10 out of 10. Okay, you can ask, right? You made me comfortable in the interview. Okay, you asked me right set of questions. And also you allowed me, you gave me enough time, and you also helped me to answer, right? You can call out those aspects also, right? So that look at the guy's mindset, right? He want to get a feedback about how well he has done as an interviewer. Such a nice person, right? You can give your honest feedback, right? What you're seeing that, give a higher rating, of course, okay, so that you also apply some layer of butter there, okay, without knowing it. Okay? Badrikesh is asking, sir, what if they ask you how your marks are deteriorated? Again, the same question. I guess see up, Sunita has asked, right? Okay, what if I have a lesser score in 10, 12 or BTech, etc.? Tell the honest answer. And if the answer is nothing but you could not focus due to certain reason, tell that was the reason, right? Again, don't tell everywhere, you don't sell the personal stories, right? Yeah. Mayur says, I was working in embedded hardware field for 2 months. Any suggestion of, they asked me why I left that, right? Simple, Mayur, you tell I want to get into embedded software. Okay. Embedded hardware was decent, but I felt software is my cup of tea. I wanted to get into software, and that's why I choose this particular course in Immersive. You can tell that. Okay. Give me a minute, guys. I'll gulp some water. Okay. Dwayne, okay. What is more important to you, the money or the work? My God, you are taking my interview, man. Okay. So you can put like this. For me, work is important because if you do a good job, money will automatically come. Okay. Okay, that's why it always been there, right? People who have more skills, they will always pay you well. Okay, people always pay for the skills, right? Because if I know that I'm having the right set of skills by doing a good work, any company will pay me more money, right? In the market, the existing company itself will pay you good money, or even if you change the job, they'll pay you good money. That's a fundamental rule, right? If you look at recently, I was in discussion in some this thing, right? Oh my God, Duran, you're taking my personal interview, man. Okay. Assuming you are hired, then how long would you expect to work with us? Again, don't tell any numbers. I'll work with you for 18 months, and after that, I'll go for higher studies. Okay. Don't give any specific numbers. Tell that, okay, I'm not looking anything like a timeline. My goal is to learn. My learn is to grow, to work on latest technology. It's something like same how politicians answer. Don't give any specific numbers, right? Rotate the discussions about career, job, learning, technology, etc. Right? Okay, that should be the better thing. Okay. Shubham says, what if someone did a startup which eventually failed? How do we justify why I joined embedded and why I want to join the job? See, in fact, Shubham, I very well understand where this question is coming from, right? In fact, more than calling it as a failure, right? There is nothing called failure, it is only learning, right? Okay. So I would say, rather than telling that I failed, put it across saying that what I learned, right? Because every failure, it always comes with a learning, right? Only difference is whether you are learning from the failure or not. Okay? The people who learn from the failure, okay, will become successful. For example, yesterday afternoon, I was looking into a local video about, I forgot the name of the person. I will just Google it and figure it out. Okay, the KFC founder. Okay, the KFC founder. Okay, when he started the KFC, right, Kentucky Fried Chicken, I think he was somewhere around 64 or 65-year-old. He was, okay, 65-year-old person he was. Okay, and right from his childhood, around 10 or early childhood days, right, almost for 55 years, okay, he only faced failures. Okay, but eventually he went on building the KFC, and we all know that, right? So the point I'm trying to say here is, don't call it as a failure. Okay, from that failure, what did you learn, right? And what is that, by that learning, how you can make a better contribution for the company which you are getting interviewed. In fact, anybody who failed in a startup, I'll be more than happy to, Colonel Sander, is it? Okay, he's a KFC founder. Okay, maybe I couldn't register the name. Okay, you can always, rather than calling it as a failure, tell them that what you learned, and they will always appreciate that. Okay, lot of questions. Okay. All right, guys. I know today we have taken more time. Still, it's 12:45. Okay. So still, as I already told you, you all have my numbers. If you still don't have, let me share once again. Some of you would have forgotten, right? You can shoot me. I'll be directly answering your questions. No issues at all. You can WhatsApp me. Many of them are WhatsApping. Even yesterday, they have. Duane, I owe you a coffee, man. I'll take you to Chai Point in Church Street once we are back. Okay. Thanks for asking so many nice questions. I really enjoyed. Okay. All right. So let us. Okay. So let us move on to today's. Okay, before that, I will walk you through the templates where it is available. Then finally, we can come to the quiz and close. So many of you asked, sir, where can I find the templates? Okay, whatever I shared here. Okay, I think the screen is taking a little bit more time. Wait, Mayur, wait. Tomorrow I'll announce what it is, right? Okay, hope you're able to see that one. There is a link I given here, or you can go to our emerzi.com. You can go to our website. Let me open and show you where you can download. I'll send the link in the mail also, so that you can directly click there and download. But I will, I'll copy paste that. Sure, give me a minute. In case, since this will be recorded, right? The chat will not be available in the recorded video. Some students, if they're looking at, I will just show them also. So you can go to this course materials. This is our resource library. Okay. And if you just come down here, there is a Disha career resources. There is a section. You can see that. In that, links are there, right? There's a link called resume template. You can just click there. There are some more documents also there. You can see that. So two templates are here, ECEP and ECIP. You can just click and it will open up a Word document. Both IoT and our embedded students can download from here. For students who are from Webstack Academy, there is a Google Drive. All your materials are kept in the Google Drive, unlike what Emerzi students are. So the link I have given here, you can go there and look, right? And for interest of Shivaraj request, I will paste here. So Emerzi students, you can check into this link and download the templates what I have shown. So WSA students. This is a Google Drive. Okay. All right. Now Mayur asked what next. Okay. Before I open the quiz, right? Let me just tell you guys what next. Okay. And finally, I'll open up for the so what next. So the next would be basically, so as you might have seen in our video messaging, right? So this is phase 1 of our virtual classes, which is nothing but Disha, right? Then I am being the mentor here. Okay. I initially planned for 4 to 5 classes, anyways, it extended, right? Okay. Then phase 2 will be again virtual classes. This will be prep sessions. Okay. So the prep sessions will again will start from tomorrow. Tomorrow basically means 7th of April. Then Mubin will be the mentor for session, and he will start with C programming topics. Okay. So this is what the plan looks like. I will send out a mail with a calendar about what is starting from tomorrow and what topics. He's already given me the list of topics. I will put it in the group so that, and timing wise, we kept the same time so that you guys also don't lose the rhythm. It will be from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. same time how we are attending today. Okay. I would request Mubin also to conduct daily quizzes, which we have been doing. Okay, so that you guys also are picked up, right? So all of you, I don't need to explain much about Mubin, right? The kind of technical depth that he will bring in. It's going to be really a good opportunity for all of you to refresh that, right? Then once I think he's also planning about 6 to 7 classes. After that, we move to phase 3, where we are started doing the recording classes, right? Recorded classes, recorded classes, right? Or self-paced learning. So this we'll announce the dates. Okay, dates will be announce, because we are still doing a recording. Okay, materials are getting prepared, etc. We'll announce it once it is available, and we will do this. Okay. And one more thing which I wanted to float apart from the quiz that we have is, I want to float one resume preparation contest. Okay. Since you guys are sitting at home, I'll be sending out one more mail tomorrow or so. I'll be floating a resume preparation contest. You can download the template, prepare your resume, take care of all. I'll also send you the slides also, okay, and upload it. The best 3 resumes, right? 3 resumes. Hopefully, if I find more, I'll pick more winners also. Okay, I'll pick winners. Okay. So that also we will float, which you can, so that you work on offline. Okay, I'll announce it shortly in the group, right? So this is what planned subsequently. Okay, and today the quiz for today is more based on the interview facing. Again, it's a Google sheet. Okay, so today's quiz. Okay, so you can click this. It's a Google sheet, like how you have done for the resume preparation. There's a questions. I think some subjective and objective are there, right? That our IDs of GoToMeeting is free trial for 14 days. What after that is it? I don't know. Nasruddin, I will check with that, because to attend, I don't think it will be a big problem. Okay, I will check with Mubin. Okay, and get back. What about WSA tomorrow? Harita, just reserve your point. For WSA student, we will come back to you with another plan. Okay, this is tomorrow's is for emergency students only. For WSA students, we'll communicate you offline. Okay, we'll communicate through the group. We're still working on the plan. Maybe it take few more days. Okay, Naval is here. I think I saw Garima also joined beginning. We'll communicate your plan separately. Okay, go to meeting. I'll check Nasruddin so that you can attend that. Okay, so that's all from my side. Okay, so finally, thank you guys. It's been a fun meeting you so many days. It's been 6 or 7 days. We have done more than what we have originally planned, right? And I hope this has given you good learning opportunity to ask questions. Not only that, to learn in a new mode of learning in terms of online, right? So I hope this has given you good opportunities. Okay. So please stay positive. We are here to do our level best and support you guys to our best of abilities. And please keep preparing. The idea is to give quizzes, or this thing is, to ensure that you guys learn. Okay. Keep learning. We will keep you engaged. We will definitely support you. Don't need to get concerned. Keep focusing on building resumes, etc. We will become stronger. Okay. All right. With that note, I would like to close the Disha. Can I get some feedback in the window? Okay. How was the sessions? Anything? Okay. Rajesh, Ashekar, Tejashwini. Thanks, Prajwal. Okay. Naval. Thanks, Naval. Nasruddin. Thanks. Okay. Duane. Yeah. Keep moving forward. That's the only thing, Duane, we can do. Okay. In a given situation. Do the level best. Thanks, Karthik, for joining. Nasruddin, yeah, it's a good learning. Thanks for asking so many questions. Nasruddin, okay. Mayur, yeah, I really enjoyed. Payal, yeah, welcome. Gautam, we'll miss. No problem. We are never going to miss. I given my mobile number. Okay. Insighty, okay, great. Siddharth, okay. Priyanka, Sujit, okay. Thanks, guys. Ashwini, okay. It was really fun. Okay, for me, this was more than expected, because I was little scared how you guys would adapt to this new way of learning. I think you guys have adapted it quite well, better than what I originally thought of. Okay. So thank you very much, guys. Okay. So take care, stay safe, and we'll see you again. Yeah, thanks, Shubham. Same here. Siddhartha, thanks for giving sense of belonging. My pleasure, Siddharth. Chai pe charcha. Okay. Sure, do it. Okay, we'll do that.